Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kellanwa with yet another video, but this is a different kind of video. Yes, it's about me trying to make fish roll for the very first time. I'm going to tell you everything that is wrong with this recipe, and then we'll go make it the wrong way, right? I'm making this after I discovered that my recipe was wrong. Yes, we do make trial and error on this channel. It's like a really imperfect channel. Yes, we work towards perfection, but we're not perfectionists. I hope you guys understand that. Anyway, so with this recipe, I got the recipe from YouTube. Yeah, and then the only thing I noticed that was wrong with this recipe was that this person used yeast to make the dough, and yeast rises. One of the things that spoiled my fish roll, but every other thing was amazing. It was nice, it tasted really well, but the dough didn't just wrap itself around like the way you normally expect fish roll to be. Okay, so I don't know what to call this video, but this is just me telling you that I also make mistakes while cooking. Okay, this is my first time trying fish roll. Okay, so I love you guys. Probably I'll do a more corrected version of this sometime next year, 2023, but for now I needed to put this out here to tell you guys that baby girl is not perfect. All right guys, I'll see you in my next video. And if this is the first time you're stumbling on my channel, please do turn on your bell notification, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.
Okay guys, so starting off, I'll be adding 1 cup of water, and I'll be adding half a teaspoon, but I think I added more than half a tablespoon, sorry, not teaspoon, tablespoon of yeast, and I'll be adding 1 tablespoon of sugar. Give that a quick stir and allow that to proof. So other ingredients I'll be using are 2 cups of flour, which has already been sieved. I have my fish, which has been cooked and deboned. I have my habanero pepper and my onion already chopped. So to a pan, I'll be adding some oil, and then I'll be adding my onion and pepper, and I'll allow that saute for about a minute or 2, and then I'll go in with my properly cooked, well seasoned mashed fish. Yes, so I'm just going to allow this fry on low heat. Yes, I'll allow this fry on low heat till it's dried up. All the moisture in the fish disappears. Okay, because we don't want our fish roll to be saggy. Yeah, so we want the fish that we're adding to it to be a little bit dried. So to our earlier mixture of yeast, I'm adding my flour. I added some salt, about a tablespoon of salt, and then I added 2 tablespoons of sugar. So I mixed this all up and I formed a dough. And when the dough was formed, I then added my butter. So in this recipe, I didn't actually measure the butter out, because from the recipe I got, they didn't tell, as in she didn't include the measurement of butter that she used. So I just used my discretion, but while mixing it, I noticed that the butter was so much. So what I did was to add some dried flour, which I didn't show here, but you guys, if you notice, you see how mushy it was, but right now it's no longer mushy because I'd already added flour to it. So I formed it into a bowl and I allowed it to rest for about an hour. Yeah, so after an hour, this is what we have. I just moved it around to take away the air bubbles in it, and then I sprayed some flour on my tray because I don't have a working surface, so I used my tray, and then I needed it more, to get a smooth finish. And then I divided him into 8 equal parts, right? I divided them into 8 equal parts so that it will be easy for me to roll them out and then fill them in. So after cutting them into equal parts, what I did was to work with each one, knead it, then place it on the surface. And then because I don't have a rolling pin as well, I had to improvise. I used the bottle to roll out, to the desired shape that I want. And when I had gotten to the desired shape I wanted, I then added my filling, which had already taken out of the stove and allowed to cool down. I didn't work with my filling hot. I had already taken it down from the oven, and then I allowed it to cool down. You can see how stretchy this dough is, and it contracts because of the yeast that we used in it. That's why it's being stretchy. So this is my filling, and you guys can tell how dry this is. Yours doesn't have to be this dry, but this is the first time trial. I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy the fact that my filling was super dry. So I think I'm going to look for other recipes and then I'll try them out. So I'm done rolling it out. I left it and aside to rest while I work on other ones. So this is me rolling up the last batch, showing you guys again what I did. I don't know if I was doing it right, but this is a first time trial. Yes, and I was done at this point. I have 8 peas. So into a pot, I put in some vegetable oils and allow that to heat up, and then I fried my fish roll. Yes, so I placed them in a pot and allowed them to fry. Now, because of the yeast I added to this, yeast and oil just blows up. That's why most of us like puff puff. So you can see how my dough was blowing up out of proportion. I couldn't control it. I think this was about the 3rd batch. The last batch I was working with, because at this point I didn't know what to expect, right? So even to flip it over was a hassle for me. It was a hassle for me because of it was rising way too much. It was rising way too much. Well, I tried my best. I used my spoon to try to hold them down and see if those other parts could fry just like the other parts. I lost some of the fishes as well in the oil because some of the wraps opened up. Yeah, so just so you know, and that's it. This was what I ended up with. It was a beautiful experience to do. I just decided to try something new, for you guys, and this is my first time making fish roll. I'm glad I tried it. Yeah, it didn't come out perfect like I would have wanted, but did it actually give me a feel that I achieved something? Yes, it did, and that's what's more important. So right now I'm scooping them out of the oil. You guys can see because I was trying to turn it so that the other side could brown, I got it really burnt. So This is an example of one of the rolls that I did that almost opened and I almost lost all the fillings. So I decided to open it up here for you guys to see. You guys can tell that, assuming I didn't put yeast in my dough, this would have come out so beautiful. Like, just imagine, everything is well compact, intact, and it tasted amazing. You notice I didn't add any extra seasoning or salt while I was making my filling, because I made sure I seasoned my fish properly while boiling it. Yeah, so thank you guys for your mini support. I'm definitely gonna do another video about fish roll, and I hope it comes out amazing. Bye guys.